Again, that was the second half of a tough road trip, the toughest road trip they will play all year. Even more importantly, I think, they shot 50% in the second half, and that's how they staved it off.
Yeah, some big defense. Some big defense by Eastern. Finishing that game.
So let's take a look at Portland State's player to watch tonight. Hunter Woods, you think he's a really heck of a player, Mark?
Yeah, best all-around player Portland State has. 10 points, 5 rebounds, leads the team in steals. Just a really effective player for Portland State.
No doubt about it. As for Eastern Washington, Steel Venters has been remarkable this year, but you know who's really come on strong as of late is Angelo Allegri. He led the team in scoring against Montana and Montana State. That's huge.
Yeah, it is huge. He's really stepped up his game, the senior has, averaging 19 the last 2 games, and it's been huge for Eastern Washington.
So here we go inside Reese Court. We have a pretty big crowd, always tends to happen as it's part of that Portland State Eastern Washington rivalry series that goes way back. Ethan Price is in to tip for Eastern against Damon for Portland State. And there goes Tyrese Davis to chase it down for Eastern. And Mark, we are off and underway. Did anybody, you think, see Eastern, maybe outside of Coach Riley, them going on to Montana and the tough first road trip of the season and coming out 2-0?
I don't think too many people did. If you've seen what Eastern's done, though, throughout this season, they've gotten better and better as the season's gone on. Coach Riley's putting them in better positions to win, and they've done that, starting with that UC Davis game.
First basket of the game just went down for Steel Venters. Eagles out to a 2-0 lead. Here's Amon working down low on Ethan Price. It's a big one-on-one matchup tonight, and Price loses on the defensive end, but the shot doesn't go down, so no harm, no foul, and it's still 2-0 Eastern as Allegri gets to the cup, and it's a charge.
Yeah, good step up by Portland State, taking the charge there. Starks getting outside the circle and just stepping up and taking it right to the chest. Good defensive play right there by Portland State.
That was about to be a pretty good and one. So we'll wrap this up pretty quickly because I don't know how much Portland State fans watching tonight are interested in Eastern's road trip wins at Montana and Montana State that put them in first place. But Mark, I have to ask, Eagles, at least for now, team to beat in the Big Sky?
Yes, definitely. When you go 2-0 on that Montana road trip, it sets you apart. But Eastern has to take care of business at home as Portland State's been playing well lately.
There's Jacob Iman. Gets it to go down on his second chance against Ethan Price. Steel Venters can't go around. Price put back, yes. Why do I get the sense, Mark, already that this is going to be a night where we see a lot of one-to-one matchups between Iman and Price?
Yeah, you can see it right away. Both teams trying to go to their isolations and get those mismatches.
Well, and not only to the isolations, to that particular matchup. It looks like they're trying to establish that dominance one way or the other inside.
Yeah, Portland State really wants to get Amon the ball down low and try to get Price in foul trouble because Price changes shots down there. And if you can get him out, it's even better.
Tipped away by Venters. Davis trails. He'll go himself and get it.
That was a great take by Davis. Maybe he had Casey Jones open, but the defense shifted middle, giving a wide open layup. That was a good take right there.
Eagles looking good in the meantime. Iman in the corner against Price and decides that he doesn't want it. Nice pull-up there by Satterfield. First time he touched the ball tonight. Top 10 scorer in the Big Sky Conference, Jarrell Satterfield. 15.5 points a game. One more on Eastern's leading scorer, Steel Venters, who has 14.5 per game. Look at that movement. Swinging it out to Venters. 0 for 2 from 3 so far. But a good collect, and they'll try again. Jones wants to distribute and not shoot from the perimeter so far, it looks like, and Steel Venters will get it back.
And you can see already, Eastern has the height advantage. They've already had 3 offensive rebounds in the last couple of possessions. They're really going to have to go and dominate the inside with their bigs, starting with Ethan Price.
No doubt. So the answer is the Eagles are hot right now. They started off this season losing a couple of games that were questionable. They definitely lost the games they were supposed to lose, and with one notable exception against Cal, they did not lose the games they were supposed to win. It went about as we thought. Now they've won a couple of games that they weren't probably supposed to win, Mark. Especially that Montana State game last time out. As the 3 goes down from Allegri, let's talk about that. Allegri had 19-9 against Montana State, and after that hot start, 9-2, Montana State wants an early timeout. So let's talk a little bit more about that Montana State game. Allegri 19-9, Venters 17. Team shot 50% in the second half to get the upset. What was it about that game that allowed them to hold on to those last 3 points?
You know, for them, it's been their shooting ability and their length. We talked about this early in the season. Eastern has a lot of transfers. They're trying to get everybody to gel together, and it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen as we get into Big Sky. So as long as they keep playing unselfishly, play with confidence, they're a tough team to beat with their length and athleticism.
So that game against Montana State was the highlight, but Montana's no slouch. 6 Eagles, 6 in double figures that night.
Yeah, and that's what you need. You need somebody to step up every night, whether it's one person or it's the starting 5 or you got a couple guys coming off the bench. You need everybody to step up. And in these first couple minutes, first Portland State struggled to get matched up, giving Eastern a couple easy looks, giving the lead.
And yeah, we're only 3 minutes into this game here tonight in Cheney, Mark, but I got to say I love the fact that Eastern came out aggressive, not only on offense, but clearly on defense as well, as Woods turns around and gets it to go. Because you and I and anyone else with any experience watching college basketball could tell you that coming off 2 high wins on a road trip like that one last weekend in Montana, this can sometimes be a hangover game and sometimes a trap game.
Yeah, if you're playing Big Sky Conference, you can't overlook anybody. It can be anybody's night, and so you got to make sure you're playing your game. And when you're traveling, you got to make sure the defense travels.
Angelo's playing his game. 12-4 Eastern early.
And they're shooting well. We saw when they came out of that timeout, they went to a 1-3-1 zone, kind of switched it up on Portland State.
Trying to figure something out. Davis keeps it in bounds. Loose ball. Portland State's got it. And Angelo, that's Isaiah Kirby for his first shot of the night. Next dead ball will take us down into the first media timeout in Portland State. They're going to be happy for that second one, as happy as they were to call the first early on. Got to be confused as to what the first 3 minutes of this game were. Davis swings it to Venters. Pretty. 15-6 Eastern.
Yeah, and you can see Portland State, I don't know if they're doubling in the zone, but trapped on the big guy down low, but they've done the last couple times. The rotations have just been way off, leaving shooters wide open, and Eastern's made them pay.
Something about Eastern's defense is forcing Portland State to bobble and juggle and nearly lose possession a couple of times, and there's another turnover, and that'll take us to our first media break of the game. Eagles rolling early on by 9.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget.
The game has never been better.
Kentucky, number 7 Alabama, Saturday at 1 on ESPN.
Boy, Eastern Washington looking really good in the early going here against Portland State. 15-6 is our score. And we've got Swoop coming out for some reason with tonight's honorary captain on the floor here in Cheney. He'd like to offer her what looks like a ring pop. Oh,
Looks like the honorary captain said yes.
That's lovely. Isn't it nice to get a daily reminder that there is joy and happiness in this world, Mark? I know that's a weird thing to say, but like, you know, we all need the reminding every once in a while.
Yes. I like it.
Meanwhile, back on the court, Eastern Washington happy too. Boy, that was a clunky segue. 15-6 our score, 15:09 to go in the first. That was a hot start for Eastern.
It was. They're shooting the ball really well. Portland State's, probably lucky to have 6 off those 2 turnovers. Nobody guarding them on the layups. So for Portland State, you got that press has to get back quicker, and Eastern has to continue to take care of the ball.
Speaking of press, here comes Portland State putting it on, at least on the other end of the floor they were. I heard you say in the pregame, Mark, that State runs the same defense as Texas Tech. What do you mean by that?
They force sideline every time. They're going to force you. They're not going to give up the middle. They're going to keep pushing you and keep you on one side of the field. Court.
Is that a tiring defense to run?
No, it's not. You just got to be aware of where you're at. And you got to make sure the help side rotates very well. And so if you're going to force them to one side and keep them to one side, you're going to play a little bit higher on that offensive player.
Is it an annoying defense to play against?
No, and sometimes it can be. It just depends what kind of guys you got out there. If you've got guys that are length and can steal the ball, it makes it a lot easier. If you don't, it's sometimes an advantage for the offense.
Oh, down the lane, Saunders comes careening, kicks it out instead. Shot won't go down from Harvey. Out of bounds. This will go back to Eastern. Okay, early stats. Notable stuff. Eastern Washington 3 for 5 in the first 5 minutes of this game from downtown. Portland State already a couple of turnovers, a couple of balls that also could have been turnovers that didn't end up being that way. More notably, Eastern shooting 67% early on.
Yeah, definitely. I think the big thing is just rotations for Portland State early on. They got caught and left some shooters wide open, and Eastern made them pay. And if Portland State does a better job rotating on defense and not getting stuck in help side, they have a chance to slow Eastern Washington down.
Speaking of movement on the floor, Eastern Washington's ball movement those first 5 minutes, that to me, that looks like the best it's been all year.
Yeah, they're moving the ball very well, playing unselfish.
And maybe not a surprise as Kirby elevates and can't get the 3 to go. You said, just as part of the era that we live in college basketball, it'll take teams nowadays as Venters gets the blocking call, although it looks like he's in some pain. You said a couple weeks ago, Mark, that with the era of college hoops we live in, with all the transfers, it's just going to take longer for teams to find their chemistry a lot of the time. So maybe it's not a surprise that it took Eastern 14 games.
Definitely. And you got to figure out what your role is. And that takes time, that takes practice, it takes games. But what a take right there by Steel Venters. Just aggressive, get in the air. If you're him, you probably want to try to grab that rim, give you some balance. But great take right there by Steel Venters. Going to the free throw line, I'm sure his shoulder's hurting a lot right now. That wood is not soft.
No. Well, still the Eagles' leading scorer coming into this game, 14.5 per. Hit 30 three-pointers this year coming into the night. Still not quite as many, Mark, as many people expected. I think the expectation coming into this year was closer to 20.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. I think coming in with a lot of those transfers coming in, he played a little more unselfish than he should have preseason. He's going to have to be the scorer, and he's going to have to be the leader out there.
Well, he and Jello together, for sure.
Definitely. And with Jello's shooting and his shooting, it opens everything up for everybody else.
No doubt. Price on the bench early on with Erikstrup, who just came in during the last dead ball. Dane Erikstrup has impressed a lot of people the last couple of weeks, and I think coming into this year, Mark, I mean, did anyone expect him to get as much playing time as he's eventually ended up getting?
He's done a good job using his length, and he spreads the court out. He's a five that can shoot threes. And when you get into Big Sky, when you start playing bigger teams, You want a guy that can bring the other guy's big guy out to the three-point line.
Angelo from NBA range. Bang!
And he is feeling it. The last weekend, start of this game, you can just see his confidence turn.
Angelo Allegri. 9 early points. All on threes in the first 7 minutes. That's pretty stuff. He wanted to try again. Instead, he'll settle for kicking it over to Stroud. And that's a no. Here comes Satterfield the other way. He's their leading scorer, still trying to get hot. Instead, it's a charge.
Good job right there by Davis taking that charge. Just walling up. Until the offensive player decided to go to the hoop, just walling up. I'm not sure if I would have gave him a charge there or just let it play, but that's a good job by Eastern, just walling up and playing smart defense.
What do you think about the energy in the first 7.5 minutes here? This is really something.
Yeah, Coach Riley has Eastern playing well and playing with confidence right now.
I'd say this is about as confident as they've looked early in a game, with the exception of the game against Northwest Indian College at the beginning of Christmas break. This is about as confident in dictating the terms of the game their way. This is the best they've looked all year to me in that regard.
Yeah, they've started hot, and what a great finish right there.
Yeah, Johnson, ouch.
Johnson just throwing it down.
Over at the scorer's table, there's Tyler Harper at the top of your screen. He'll get his first run of minutes here at the under 12 media timeout. Next dead ball. Allegri with a hard one-on-one against Woods. What a great pass. And it's tipped away out of bounds by Starks, and that'll take us down into another break. Eastern Washington at 20. Portland State not even at 10 yet. Stick around for the Big Sky basketball game on ESPN+.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget.
Kentucky, number 7 Alabama, Saturday at 1 on ESPN.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at the Washington's lottery keys to the game. Mark Axton, what you got?
For Portland State, try to eliminate losing on the road. They've struggled this year with getting some road wins, and this is a big game for them to try to get that road win, and also get some offensive rebounds. They're a great offensive rebound team. They need to try to dominate it. For Eastern Washington, they need to keep it rolling like they did last weekend and just keep that confidence. And we've seen that so far, and not turn the ball over.
We've seen a couple of turnovers for both teams early on. Eastern Washington keep rolling. They certainly are. Portland State, they're 0-1 in Big Sky Conference play. They have not played a second game. They lost to Sac State on New Year's Eve. This is their first game since then. It's been a while. Do you think getting the bye week that early on in the season is a positive or a negative?
As long as they get a Big Sky game in, I don't think getting a bye is a bad thing, or I don't think it helps you either. I don't think there's any more. Yeah, I think it's a wash. I think if anything, you get more practice in, which can sometimes help you out.
Sure. All right, Eagles really rocking and rolling so far. 12-point lead. Vikings only have 8 points. Going to whip this ball movement around. Stroud for 3, and now he'll heat up.
You know, he didn't have to think about it. He just caught and shot, and it went in. Big shot for him.
Deion Stroud, a guy who they expected big things out of early this year, who has been hot and cold, finding his footing in his role on this team. But if the threes are falling tonight, time to start putting them up. Good step in, and down it goes.
Yeah, good ball fake right there. Step in and just take the easy shot and knock it down.
That's Keyshawn Saunders, the junior guard out of Canada. Portland State's got a good rotation of guys that seem to have settled in to about 9 guys who get really decent minutes. Slightly bigger than Eastern's. No foul. Stroud's asking for it. He won't get it. But either way, that's 5 straight points.
Yeah, great finish. Elevated, went straight up. That's why there was a no call. And he was able to finish it.
Portland State's had some good passing movement early on as Harvey's 3 can't go. Vikings having a rough go. 0 for 4 from 3 here in the first 9.5 minutes. Stroud will try another 3. And Eric Stripp's lucky he didn't get called for a foul there on the rebound. Harvey to the hole.
And great take there by Harvey in transition for Portland State, finishing strong.
The Vikes have been pretty aggressive inside 5 feet tonight.
Yes.
I would say. Jump shots just aren't going down, it seems like. Layups, yes. Dunks, yes. Outside of 15 feet, not so much. Taya Harper getting in on the action. Everybody's getting threes. 28-12.
And that's what happens when the first couple threes go in. Everybody else just gets confident, and the ball just finds its way back in. But Eastern cannot rely on that three-point. They got to keep moving the ball, getting the ball inside, and taking the easy shots. If you're Portland State, keep attacking Eastern on the ground.
Eastern 6 for 11 from downtown. They're putting them up, and they're over 50%. Mark, I vividly remember you saying at one of our first home broadcasts of the year here, you said if the threes would just start falling, everything would fix itself for Eastern. And it looks like ultimately you were right about that.
Well, it just opens everything up for them. They have some great athletes that can attack a great big inside with Price. And if you're not making threes, people can start sagging in on you. But once you start making a couple threes, they have to start playing you honestly.
Satterfield, their leading scorer, no. Rebound by Davis, and nearly out of bounds to Harper. That's an offensive foul for sure. No fight in that one. Good for Saunders to just take it.
Yep, Saunders did a good job of jumping middle and taking it. Remember, they want to force you sideline. So once you go middle, you got to know you got to make a quick move back to the sideline to get a gap to attack.
And they're going to try to beat you up over it too, right?
Yep.
Well, this Portland State team is a squad that certainly did not struggle to find good games early in the year, despite the fact that they've only played one Big Sky game, and that was before the new year. And there's a foul on the defensive end. Venters can't believe it. If you were at home over Thanksgiving weekend and are a fan of watching basketball, you probably remember that Portland State had a couple of really good performances against some really big-time teams at the Phil Knight Invitational down in Portland, Mark. I feel like people kind of, even across the country, who knew nothing about the Big Sky Conference and about Portland State basketball, I feel like people might have watched those games and came away with something resembling a pretty good impression.
Oh, definitely. I think Portland State and Portland both had great showings there, with Portland State beating Oregon State. They beat them twice this year.
Yeah.
So it's some big wins for them in the preseason.
You know what that's going to do for them is in-state recruiting is going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
They have a couple of good players from the Portland area already, from great Portland area athletic high schools like Jesuit on their roster, but you beat Portland State twice. The basketball community in your state's going to take notice. Price back on the floor. Only got 5 to shoot, though. Venters. That would have been the ultimate heat check hot hand shot. Double-teamed NBA range. I admire it, though. Satterfield, yes, from the right.
And there's Satterfield getting to the cup. We talk about he's their leading scorer. As he goes, Portland State goes.
And Portland State, last couple of shots, looking better. Still a 13-point deficit, but remember, it was just a few minutes ago they were at 8 points, so they might be starting to figure this out offensively.
And if you're Eastern, you can't just rely on the jump shots. You got to make sure you're getting the ball inside to Price.
Stay with Eastern. Allegri comes in, as does Casey Jones. Casey Jones now into the top 10 in rebounding in the Big Sky. He had 12 against Montana State, Mark.
We've talked about this all season. He brings all the little things and helps out.
He just wants it so badly, too, which makes him so fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Ultimate effort player for Eastern. Woods. There's your pregame player to watch, Mark.
Yeah, big three right there. 8 minutes left in the first half. Big shot for Portland State and Woods.
Their offense is starting to go. Price fouled. And that'll take us to a break. Eastern lead still looks good, but down to 11 as the Vikings are starting to heat up here in Cheney.
Healthy communities need more than health care. This is Multicare. We're here for you.
At Eastern Washington University, biologists are harnessing gut microbes to build stronger bees. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And Disability Studies works with Africana Studies to ensure villages halfway around the globe have access to clean water. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world, that's the new thing. It isn't a tagline, it's a philosophy wrapped in red and white. It is Eastern Washington and you. Ready.
That's it. I'm drafting these guys.
All right, who do we like? We're going with the smoothie fan or the poncho guy? Or maybe it's you. Ready to fan up?
Fan up with Seahawks Scratch for a shot at $50K and join Team Cam or Team Cliff in the first ever fan draft.
I have my own story.
I have my own journey.
I have my own struggles and persevere.
I uplift my community.
I am a cancer fighter.
I'm a first-generation American.
I am a researcher.
I am a senior.
I am an aspiring nurse.
I am a daughter.
I am an international student.
We are more than just athletes.
We are more than just athletes.
We are more than just athletes.
We are more than just athletes. We are the Big Sky Conference.
Today's game is presented by Ide Bailey, the official business advisor of Eagle Athletics, proud to support small businesses throughout Eastern Washington and the nation. And by Washington's Lottery. All right, back here in Cheney, Eastern Washington was absolutely dominating the first 10 or so minutes of this game. The last 3 or 4 minutes, Mark, here comes Portland State. All of a sudden, they're back to shooting 45% as a team in the first half, and it's back down to a 10-point game.
Yeah, they've done a good job pushing the ball in transition and getting some easy buckets. They're still struggling from the three-point line, shooting 16% right now, but for Eastern Washington, they're shooting 50% from threes, but they can't rely on that. They got to continue to get the ball inside to Ethan Price and play inside out.
Right now, Eastern is dominating from the outside. From the inside, Portland State's offense is where it's really gotten going as Price gets the front end of his free throws. You said it, Mark. Inside 5 feet, Portland State, that's where they're getting their points right now.
Yeah. They're doing a good job. I mean, fast break points. They have 11 fast break points out of their 18, which has been big.
And 10 points in the paint,
yep.
And a couple from near the paint.
Yes.
They're not shooting from 15, 20 feet out right now. Up they go to Kirby and East. Both teams pressing on defense. Don't usually see that in college hoops. That's a way to tire everybody out. Satterfield, double teams. Almost got his own rebound. Underneath, Kirby. I mean, if you can't get the rebound, eventually that's going to go down.
Yeah, we talked about keys to the game. Portland State offensive rebounds, and they just got 3 right there.
Inside game's working for them for sure. Venters couldn't find the angle. Jones, good body move. Another offensive foul under the basket. Portland State looks good at taking that. They've done it a couple of times now.
That was a tough one.
So here comes Starks to bring it up. A couple of guys, Mark, bringing it across for Portland State. Now, I know they have an injury. I know Cameron Parker is not playing. But it seems to me like even if you don't have one of your main guards in the rotation, I guess I'm just surprised at how many guys have acted as point guard in this offense in the first, 12 minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at Portland State, they're not overly big. They're all, 6'6", 6 to 6'4".
A lot of teams like that in the Big Sky.
Yeah, so you got multiple guys that can handle the ball, and, you go with just where's the pressure not there when you got multiple guys that can handle the ball just to get into your offense a little easier.
There's a player to watch tonight, Hunter Woods, the junior out of California. Already got 8 points. As for Eastern, Allegri's got 9 off of threes. Can Venters add 3 more? You bet.
Yeah, and that comes from Ethan Price. They have to front him because they don't have a big, and so the weak side is all the way in the paint, so Ethan Price can't get a layup.
Eastern 7 for 13 from downtown, 54%, and putting up a lot of shots. That is a way to build and keep a lead. As long as they keep falling, that's the difference.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, it is the exceptionally rare college basketball game where a team maintains a 50% clip and puts up a lot of threes. At some point, Coach Riley's just going to start saying take points as opposed to take threes, right?
Yes.
But maybe not yet.
I mean, when you're feeling it and you're getting good looks, you're not forcing it. You got to make sure you take those shots, and they're making them.
8 for 14. Bang. I don't know who that was from Isaiah Johnson. But Eagles going to push and look for more threes. And why wouldn't they? Starks takes and misses. Steele Venters knocked that one out of bounds. This will be Portland State ball, but Vikings cannot afford to be giving up points like this early on.
Well, and if you're Eastern, you don't stop running. Even though it's a layup, you gotta sprint back. Luckily, Allegri sprinted back, but nobody else did, and Eastern just got fortunate that Portland State missed 2 wide open layups. And if you're Portland State, those aren't ones you can give up.
Well, not if your jump shooting is struggling as it's been. Maybe Satterfield there will get it going for him.
Yeah, that's a good shot right there by Satterfield.
He's only got 5 points on the night now. Speaking of threes, won't go from Venters. Foul on the rebound. That'll be on the Eagles. It's Ethan Price. No? No, Portland State foul.
Yeah.
That's on Harvey.
Yeah, it was a grab on the rebound. Ethan Price did a smart thing, just keeping his hands up so he wouldn't get called for it.
Eric Strupp. Whistle before the shot. Travel.
Good seal right there, but just left it a little early. Wasn't expecting the ball, and quick turnover for Eastern Washington.
If things don't change in a big way in the next 5 minutes, is Coach Riley going to be happy with this first half? Saunders. Another shot at it. Gave him a second bite of the apple. That's never good. More offensive rebounds for the Vikings. They gave them 3 on that possession. Eastern's lucky they didn't score.
Yeah, very lucky.
Is that the big thing they got to focus on? You got to be kidding me. Allegri again. If there's something they got to work on in the second half, it's got to be stopping Portland State's offensive rebounds, though, right?
Yeah, it's putting a body on somebody. You're not going to out-jump Portland State. They're athletic. They're strong. They're long. Just walling up.
Allegri, by the way, that's 12 points all on threes.
Yeah, and probably a layup right there. Not sure I would have kicked that, but a great shot by Allegri right there.
That is a hot team, hot hand. Just why not at this point?
No, I mean, if you're open, knock it down, especially if you made your last three.
All right, that's 7 fouls on the Eagles. So Portland State to the free throw line on fouls for the next 4.5 minutes. Eastern is making mistakes on defense at that end, man.
Yeah, that's just miscommunication and not a turnover, but, giving the ball back to Portland State there.
Oh, what a rejection from behind.
But again, Portland State sticking with it, getting those offensive rebounds.
So here comes Coward to bring it up. Really quiet first half for Cedric Coward and not a lot of playing time.
Yes.
Well, that would have been the dunk of the year. Stroud really aggressive. Third time in this first half that it's going back as an offensive foul on Eastern on that end. That's the third time Portland State has taken a really good charge.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if his heel was not on the line there, but Portland State continues to rotate well and get some charge calls.
That was going to be a lot. That would have been the highlight reel dunk. Portland State trying to chomp into this 11-point lead. But the threes just aren't going. They are 2 for 10 from downtown so far. Eastern by 11. One last timeout before the half is out. And the Eagles have got to be happy.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget.
Kentucky, number 7 Alabama, Saturday at 1 on ESPN.
Well, tonight's game is brought to you by Visit Boise, located in scenic southwestern Idaho. Book your stay for the men's and women's championships at the Idaho Arena, March 4th through 8th. Visit Boise.com. And also make sure to stay tuned for the halftime show. We'll be interviewing assistant coach Arturo Armand, plus highlights, stats, and more with Mark Axton. Things looking good for the Eagles. 39-28 inside 4 minutes to go in the first half. Mark, if you're Coach Riley, you happy with this first half?
I think you're happy so far. I mean, you still got, almost 4 minutes left.
Sure.
You got to make sure you finish strong. But the last 3 minutes, Portland State has gotten 6 offensive rebounds. So you got to make sure if you're Eastern Washington, you need to box out and limit them to 1 shot. If you're Portland State, you continue to attack and transition and try to get easy buckets.
Not quite as many students in the flight crew student section as you might expect tonight, but that's because we're technically still on break around these parts in Eastern Washington and North Idaho colleges for the most part. I think students get back to Eastern next week here in Cheney. So next time around, we'll have a nice big crowd for Big Sky Conference games. The Portland State offensive rebounding has been unbelievable in this first half. Starks drives and kicks. Munson with the left and gets it. The word is probably going to be unacceptable from Coach Riley and the rest of the coaching staff in terms of the Portland State offensive rebounds.
Yes. It's hard. It's just putting a body on somebody.
Getting outmaneuvered, outpositioned, I would say, too.
Yeah. And Portland State's getting a little more aggressive on defense. So Eastern's going to have to start using some back doors, especially if they start overplaying and keeping it on one side.
Big substitution for the Vikes. That's 3 new players in, including Isaiah Johnson. Don't usually see that big a switch late in the half, but here we go. They got to make something happen. Good news for them. This game is finally inside 10 points. First time it's been that way since, Eastern had less than 10 points.
Yep. That's the 10th turnover right there for Eastern.
Too many. Looked like Eastern was going to borderline run away with this game, but now here come the Vikings, and here comes Hunter Woods.
And we talked about it early. He's kind of their guy.
11 points.
He does a little bit of everything, and that's a big 3 right there.
You would never know it by being in this gym and by having watched this first half of basketball, but all of a sudden, this is a 6-point game. Eastern was blowing Portland State out just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, you can't give the other team life once you get them down.
And that's what can't happen. They can't start going cold from 3. You got to start taking smart shots the closer this game gets. Good movement again. Kirby outside. The Vikes just want to get close, take their time, get a good shot up. 10 to shoot. Starks had a good angle. A little bit short. Another offensive rebound, and Johnson to finish. Venters, good.
That's a big shot by Venters there.
Good answer.
Kind of stop the bleeding as Portland State's keeps getting offensive rebounds and keeps finishing.
Yeah, that was momentarily a 4-point game.
Yes.
Satterfield. I'll tell you what, if Portland State's 3s start going down in the second half, this game might actually flip. Allegri, unbelievable from 3 the first half, gives it up. But Eastern gets it back. Davis.
It's a big shot by Davis. And a big time for Allegri to stay with that turnover. Thought Portland State had it, kicked it back, made an extra pass to Davis, and a big shot right here.
Yeah, Eastern has given up some not ideal shots these last few minutes, but boy, a couple of big answers from Allegri and Venters on the other end. Kirby working on Venters. Oh, that was some and one mixtape stuff. Six-point game. 10-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Unless Eastern gets an offensive rebound, this is going to be Portland State getting the last look. As Price misses from 3. Coward, another offensive rebound down low on the right side. That one's on Cedric Coward, offensive foul, I mean.
Yeah, I thought that was a good tip. I thought that was a good tip by Coward. Tipped the ball back to his guy and caught it, but we'll see. It looks like the refs are looking at something.
Looks like the officials are going over the scores table to take a look, and it looks like Eastern also happened to take a timeout. So, I even regret that I asked it, Mark. 4 minutes, I was like, what do you think about the first half? Is Coach going to like it? And the answer was yes. I think a different story these last 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think you got to address first and foremost just boxing out. They got to eliminate the offensive rebounds. That's what's keeping Portland State in it. If they box out, they're up 15, and it's almost 2 shots, nine fouls. So you're going to go 1-1 for Portland State right now, and it gives an opportunity for Eastern to get one more shot off if they box out and get the rebound on this free throw.
No kidding. Might be wondering why Cameron Parker there for Portland State on the left side is not dressed tonight. Got suspended their last Big Sky Conference game out. And he's not playing tonight.
Yeah, and that hurts Portland because he's a great guard and really does a good job moving the ball.
One of the aforementioned guys on this team who is from in-state, played for Jesuit High School in Portland. Every sport, Jesuit, just great. One of those schools.
And he's done really well. He's done really well in the Big Sky when he was playing for Montana last year.
Yeah. Montana and Montana State lost a couple of guys to in-conference transfers. And I don't know about you, Mark. I feel like when we entered this new era, I still wasn't expecting to see a lot of in-conference transfers. There have been more than I think a lot of people expected.
Looks like the refs are still trying to figure this out.
Fans following Eagle Athletics on social media at EWU Athletics, at EWU MVP. And if you post on tonight's game on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, be sure to use that hashtag.
Waiting to hear.
And I'm assuming they were looking to see who the shooter was on the foul because there's multiple players down there going for the ball.
Well, regardless, this is going to be Jarrell Satterfield at the free throw line. Their leading scorer on the year, but he's only got 5 points tonight. First half man has been your guy, Mark, Hunter Woods.
Yeah, he's done a good job. He's knocked down some big shots for Portland State and got some big rebounds.
And he gets that one.
And if you're Eastern, settle for one shot here, take your time, and take care of the ball.
No shot clock. Eastern can run it and work with a 4-point lead, try to get it to 6 or 7. Davis gave it up and hesitated midair. There's time for a Portland State shot. It's Kirby. No. Eastern finally gets a rebound on that end of the floor to keep it a 4-point game. That was a big rebound.
It was a big rebound, but a good stop for Portland State down there. Eastern was fortunate enough to leave this first half with a 4-point lead.
43-39, our halftime score here tonight in Cheney. We have an interview with Coach Arturo Ormond coming up in just a second, and he should be making his way over here. Meanwhile, though, Mark, Coach Riley. West's Cool Cash Hot Seats giveaway happening January 12th and 26th. Details at northernquest.com. This was a game, Mark Axton, that started off looking like an absolute blowout. And it looked like the Eagles were going to win this game by 20. And here we are 20 minutes in, getting ready to start the second half here at Reese Court. It's a 4-point game. Eastern has allowed Portland State to take 40 shots in the first half. A couple things go differently. Eastern is still in good control, but this game somehow feels 50-50 at this point. I don't know.
It does. You got to make sure you put a body and come out the second half ready to play. You can't let the game come to you. You got to be aggressive and force Portland State, take tough shots and get rebounds. Like there's one right there.
That was Iman going for a tough rebound inside. It'll be Eagle ball. He and Ethan Price started off the first couple minutes of the first half really like kind of uncomfortably, aggressively backing each other down and getting physical. It looked like a one-on-one game that we were going to watch. But actually, funny enough, when they took Eamon out of the paint, this game became about threes and everyone but Eamon and Price. Allegri starting the second half hot too.
Big shot right there, big shot. A flopping call. I'm not even sure if the guy got touched. And
I guess we'll look.
Yeah. It's no longer a warning. I believe it's a personal and a free throw.
And it is, and here's Steele Venters on the back end. Got it.
A big start for Eastern, a 3 and then a bucket. You're taking a charge, you just got to make sure they hit your chest. Can't fall before they touch you.
No, and You had to wonder at what point that actually was going to bite Portland State.
Yeah.
Because, was it 3 or 4?
They got 4 charges.
4 charges in the first half, right?
Offensive fouls. Yeah, they do a good job rotating and really forcing you into the help side.
And I believe 3 or 4 were directly underneath the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah, they take a step out right outside the half circle.
And they plant, and they wait.
Yep.
They lie in wait. 6-point game, but this thing is still basically tied and can change very quickly. Mark, you're looking at what just happened on the other end like something was wrong. What happened?
Ethan Price did a great job sealing. And then you throw it down to his feet, and you get Portland State an opportunity to get it, and there's a three-pointer. And it's now a 3-point game.
It is. That was Starks for 3. This is the closest the game has been since the opening 2 minutes. Portland State's already gotten 3 shots off here in less than 90 seconds. This is how fast they're getting rebounds and going back up. Luckily for the Eagles, there's Tyrese Davis to stop it.
Yeah, Davis has done a good job getting to the hoop and just being smart, not forcing it, but just that was a nice float off the backboard and finish. And if you're Eastern now, you just got to make sure you rotate and take your time.
Hyman rejected by Casey Jones.
Yeah, good defense right there for Eastern.
Jones brings it back up. That was a good-looking seek. Oh! Starks, no foul. Passes to Satterfield. Somehow Portland State gets the foul on that exchange. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a good pass by Stark right there to give it to his teammate. Wasn't able to finish, but, Eastern did a good job hustling back.
This will be Satterfield. Let's take a look at what happens here at midcourt. Because that to me looked like a foul.
Yeah, it's and you probably get the benefit of the doubt as being the guard. If you're Starks right there, you get the benefit of being a little smaller. They don't see you wrap the big guy on his hip.
He kind of fell away like he'd gotten shoved from behind.
Yeah.
Which maybe he had.
Yeah, it's the old grab the hip and pull and then go get the ball.
Satterfield gets it to 3. Man, I just can't get over how big a difference this looked like in the first 6 or 7 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
Davis has been a good support guy tonight for Eastern. 6 points, all in dependable moments. 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Good role player for them right now. And that's going to be on Saunders.
Yeah, good job, Davis, just using his body. He's a bigger guard. He's not your typical point guard, but he does a good job of using his body and just keeping the defender away.
Allegri over to Price. Been occupied with Iman all night, but it feels, Mark, like both teams kind of kept those guys off the floor in the first half. In the second half of the first half. This one's going back the other way, and here's a monumental moment for Portland State, a chance to make this a 1-point game or even a tie game. Again. Is that the 4th or 5th under the basket charge?
Yeah, and I'm not even sure that's a charge. That's go up and get the layup and somebody falls. So as long as they're going to call them, Portland State's going to keep doing it.
Johnson. Oh, what a great pass. Underneath. Woods, no. Price rebound.
Yeah, and that was a chance for Portland State to tie it or just get down 1.
Jones.
And Eastern's going to have to be strong. Portland State's being physical on defense.
I'd say pretty dramatic first 3 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, it started well for Eastern. A 3, a free throw. You go up 8.
Davis looking to get out of it, and Price on the perimeter. Price having a hard time getting going. You know who's not having a hard time? Steele Venters. Ring it up.
Yeah.
16 points.
Big shot right there from Steele Venters. Shot clock winding down.
Venters, importantly, 5 for 11 from the field. good night for him.
And good hustle right there by Ethan Price. 3 Portland State guys around him, but he's the biggest boy down there and did a good job going for the rebound.
Take a look at Steele again. The threes are still going down for Eastern. They just looks to me like they're going at a slower clip in the second half. They're 11 for 21, and that'll take us into a timeout here in Cheney. A 6-point game, but Portland State's going to keep hanging around.
From the snowy peaks of the Rocky Mountains to the Golden Coast in the Pacific Northwest, we've blazed our own path forward. We've climbed to the highest peaks. We've reached the summit despite all odds stacked against us. Through consistent hard work and fiery competition on the field of play and in the classroom, we've held each other to a standard worthy of our namesake. We are the Big Sky Conference, where experience is elevated.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh. That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Help maximize your mileage with a free safety check. Just swing by. Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Is one casino really any better than the next? Well, at Northern Quest, we've got the largest gaming floor in the region. Not to mention the most slot titles, the most payouts, the largest selection of table games, the lowest minimum bets, the highest maximum bets, and a state-of-the-art sportsbook. So you tell us, Northern Quest, yes, the best. Don't miss our $50,000 Cool Cash Hot Seats giveaway, January 12th and 26th.
Today's game is presented by Numerica Credit Union, official credit union of Eagle Athletics, the exclusive home of the Eastern co-branded debit card. Live life, live well. Welcome back, but not for long. Oh, we're being told that was, as we expected, not the under-16 media timeout with 16:11 to go in the first half. So we'll play about 10 seconds of basketball and then take another break. So if you needed a bathroom break and you're watching at home, this next minute might not be a bad time, unless you're a Portland State fan, in which case here comes Kirby making a good push. Over to Satterfield. That's the combo they want. And it's back to a three-point game.
Back to a three-point game. Just when Eastern starts going, Portland State does a good job.
Trading blows. Eric Strupp wide open. Big man had a good look. Look who's getting the offensive rebounds now. How about Casey Jones?
And some big rebounds right there by Davis and Jones.
And he'll get his and one right now.
Good finish right there by Casey Jones, just getting involved again.
So Eastern takes a punch mark but doesn't crumble.
Yeah, they're fortunate enough to get that basket and stay with it. Now if you're Eastern, you want to get a stop. If you're Portland State, you want to get some offense, try to get to the basket, and try to get Satterfield the ball because he's been playing well the second half.
Starks has looked awfully impressive. One of the seniors on their roster, and there goes Satterfield, the other upperclassman, to cut it back again.
Yeah, it's a big three right there.
Huge. Back to 6. Other than back to 4. Only a 2 is what they're saying. They might review that, but I guess we'll see. Either way, it's now a 4-point game. Davis had a little bit of space, didn't want it. Inside 10, approaching 5 to shoot. Allegri thinks he has space, loses the handle. Viking ball.
Yeah, good job by Allegri coming back to the ball, but you got to realize Portland State's a great job in help side, so when you do curl that, you either got to get into a jump stop or you got to get middle quick before the help side gets there.
Starks did a really good job running point tonight, although clearly his main skill set is often elsewhere. He's been an effective point guard for sure. Travel on Allegri.
Back-to-back turnovers. Eastern Washington's now sitting at 16 turnovers for the game.
Too many with another 15 minutes to play, I'd say.
Way too many. You're just eliminating shots.
And giving more shots to Portland State, who has now taken 48. But closing in on 50 with 15 minutes to go. Wow. Satterfield, hot 1-point game. And he's got 16 points.
And he wants it. As soon as he caught that ball, you knew where it was going.
Venter's answer, no. And Portland State now a chance to take the lead for the first time since it was 0-0. Kirby wants it, gets it. Portland State into the lead.
Big bucket right there by Portland State.
Eastern wants the timeout. Time to figure out what's happening on the defensive end for the Eagles. Or Kirby's going to keep going off, and so is Satterfield.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget.
The game has never been better.
Kentucky, number 7 Alabama, Saturday at 1 on ESPN.
All right, taking a look at the upcoming schedule for Eastern Washington. Well, so Sacramento State beat Portland State, and Portland State is giving the Eagles a run right now. So that game might not be as easy as some folks might mistakenly think. Again, the next one up, Idaho, just got to get used to the doubleheaders and the fact that it's always a tough game and rarely does it go easily even when you're the better team.
Yeah, so some tough games coming up. Eastern has to make sure they protect home court. They're going to go 4 back-to-back games here in Cheney, and so they got to be ready to protect that home court because this is what matters. It matters for seeding in that Big Sky tournament and really, where do you want to place going into that tournament?
As of right now, Eastern Washington in first place. I would say, well, actually, Mark, I'd ask you, better or worse that you have to turn around and play Montana again so quickly after you played them before?
I don't think it's a bad thing. It was such a close game. I don't think hopefully you don't go into that game overconfident. You know, you want to make sure Montana's always a tough team to compete against. Coach DeCure there does a fantastic job on the defensive end and really forces teams to make bad shots. So, you know, Eastern's just going to have to continue to win at home, and it starts with this first game versus Portland State.
So we are now getting word here at the scorers table that they didn't just give Portland State an extra point. They'd called something a 2 that was a 3. So Portland State's 1-point lead is now a 2-point lead. Let's take another look at it. And I'm not even... Now, that looks to me like a 2.
Looks to me like a 2 also.
But it is what it is, for the time being at least. And Eagles down 2.
Yeah, and just look at the points off turnovers. Portland State has 28 points. Over half their points are points off turnovers. And Eastern Washington, 17 turnovers overall.
Way too many. Well, Portland State would certainly make waves in the Big Sky if they are able to come up to Cheney and get a win tonight after the Eagles beat Montana and Montana State last weekend on their first road trip of the year in the Big Sky Conference. You knock off one team, people look. You knock off both teams, everyone's got their eyes on you.
Yes, definitely. And it's been a game of runs right now, and Portland State has withstood Eastern's run at the beginning of the second half, and now you got to see what Eastern Washington comes up with.
Eagles down 2. This has not happened tonight. This is their Portland State's biggest lead of the night at 2 points. But they've been working for it for a long time. This game was close the last 6 or 7 minutes of the first half, and they finally got the flip they were looking for. Davis, good look. Another charge drawn underneath. That's got to be 6, 7. Another look.
See, if you watch that, you watch him as he's in the air move forward, and so you don't know if you give those up. But it's a tough for refs to see that. They just see the rotation and the guy falling down. So
it was a really good look though that he had. He had a good angle, good delay going up.
Yep.
It was good looking, no doubt.
And you can see that's what they're looking to do, take those charges.
Here's Kirby. He's had a couple good looks in the second half. Dishes it off for a good pass to Johnson down low. They keep getting looks. Johnson again. Oh, man.
Shot clock. One thing for Eastern to be happy with after they give up 2 offensive rebounds, though.
It's a brutal sequence. Luckily for Eastern, it results in no Portland State points. Allegri, great pass to Venters. Thought he was going to want that one, Mark.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to shoot.
Up floor, Satterfield. Venters is going to get called for that body. Yep.
That's a good call. The ref was right there. And again, you got an Eastern turnover leading to a fast break for Portland State. Allegri with himself, 5 turnovers.
Yep. Starks gets the inbound back. Oh, what a great pass to Satterfield. That would have been the highlight of the game. That would have been the one. Allegri outlet pass. Coward's been quiet. Stroud. Not going to happen.
Yeah, you got to be strong on those takes. You got to take the body and get it on the rim. Finish it.
Kirby, no. Did Eastern accidentally put that one back in?
Definitely.
Was that an own goal?
Yep. But Kirby will get credit for it because he's the one that forced the tip in.
Eagles down 4. They're going to get the under 12 media timeout, so they don't need to call one on their own. The next dead ball. Allegri has been so hot from 3.
And that's a big one right there.
18 points, all of them from beyond the arc.
And he's had a lot of turnovers. He's made some great shots, though.
Kirby. Portland State looking to extend their lead. They haven't had it very long. Oh, what a great leave off for Satterfield. The chemistry between these two.
Yeah, Satterfield, just a great read. His man turned his head and was able to score as Starks drove.
Now when Eastern gets a good shot up, it's Portland State that's answering on the offensive end. Both these teams know how to maintain a lead. And we'll see if Eastern can steal it back on the other end of this break. Portland State by 3, and the Vikings don't look like they're going anywhere.
I met Anita 10 years ago when he first came to New America. He didn't have bad credit, but he just had no credit to begin with. I took the time to really go over some options with him and figure out what steps he needed to take in order for him to build that positive credit to the point where, fast forward 10 years down the road, he's got his business account with Numerica, he's got his personal accounts with Numerica, and he's looking to buy his second home also with Numerica. That was a sense of fulfillment for me in saying, hey, I helped him get through these steps.
At Eastern Washington University, biologists are harnessing gut microbes to build stronger bees. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And Disability Studies works with Africana Studies to ensure villages halfway around the globe have access to clean water. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world, that's the new thing. It isn't a tagline, it's a philosophy wrapped in red and white. It is Eastern Washington and you.
Come on, Lucky Charm. Enough with the textbook.
You're up 1,100 and I got a test tomorrow.
What's more important, me winning a jackpot today or your entire future sometime in the future? Besides, how hard could it be? Go ahead, quiz me.
Fine. What's the square root of 349?
18.682. I just wasted my luck, didn't I?
Well, today's game is presented by Les Schwab Tires. Your local Les Schwab is proud to be a sponsor of Eastern Athletics and a member of Eagle Nation. Schedule your next appointment at leschwab.com or just stop by. Les Schwab Tires, where doing the right thing matters. All right, Mark, you and I have been harping all night about offensive rebounds. There's another stat we just saw. How about points off turnovers for the people?
29 points for Portland State right now on points off turnovers.
Half. For those of you who are bad at math, that's half.
Half their points have been off turnovers. And you look at Eastern's turnovers, 19 turnovers with still 11 minutes left in the second half. There's still a lot of time left.
Numbers don't always tell the story. They do here. And how about offensive rebounds for Portland State right now?
They have 13 offensive, only 12 defensive.
More offensive than defensive rebounds. Stroud. Bang.
Big shot right there.
Tie game. Exactly what Eastern needed. That was a big moment for Stroud. He's had a couple big shots tonight.
He has.
Harvey in the corner. The answer.
Another big three.
3-point lead back to the Vikes, exactly when they needed that shot most. The senior out of Illinois. It's been the seniors and juniors for Portland State making the big shots when it matters tonight. Casey Jones back into the game, draws the foul.
Yeah, good take there by Casey Jones. At some point, when Starks is guarding Price, they got to give him the ball. He's doing a good job sealing. He needs to yell at his teammates, do something, because he's had Starks on him a couple times and just not even touched it.
Casey Jones will go to the line and shoot 2.
After an unbelievably hot night against Montana State last time out, Casey Jones been awfully quiet tonight. Just 2 rebounds. He had 12 against the Bobcats recently.
Yeah, but that was a good strong take he took there. He got the ball and just went right to the rim. That's what Coach Riley's going to need out of him.
Man, these Portland State players, the veterans just know where the other one's going to be.
Yeah, they're doing a good job just moving on the outside.
There's some good chemistry on the offensive end. Another 3 from Bobby Harvey. Back-to-back, 5-point lead.
Back-to-back threes, saw the first one go in. That's why that second one went up. Had the confidence.
This is, as it continues to climb, the biggest lead of the night for Portland State.
Yep.
Eagles need an answer here. Foul, Stroud. He drew it, no charge. Although you never know tonight. And it'll be a chance for him at the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a good high post read by Stroud there. Went flying up. Still, I mean, if he would have caught it and just flipped it real quick, he had Ethan Price sealed down low with the guard on him. So, but a good shot there, going to the free throw line.
Big shot, by the way, with that foul. Portland State's committed 7 fouls, so free throws from here on out for the next 10 minutes. You know, it's not a guarantee that Eastern claws their way back into this, but the fact that they're going to have free throws for the next 10 minutes could help.
Yeah, and you got to realize if you're Steel Ventures, if you're Stroud, you got to get to the cup. You can't settle for that jump shot. You know if they foul you, you're going to the free throw line. So put your head down and get to the hoop.
Saunders hasn't played a lot in the second half. Certainly hasn't touched the ball a whole lot. Jones on defense. Who's given a little too much space. I think he's lucky Satterfield didn't pull.
Yes.
Johnson underneath. They'll stay with Portland State with 3 on the shot clock.
Yeah, good rotation right there by Eastern. If you're Portland State, find the gap and get a shot up quick.
They were not expecting the middle of the paint, and look, they gave it up. That was a great play. I think everyone was expecting outside.
Yeah, good slip screen there, wide open. Didn't settle for the jump shot, which I thought he would have taken, but got all the way to the cup and 2 points for Portland State.
Biggest lead of the night, it's 6. You and I said right at the beginning of the game tonight, Mark, this could be a potential trap game. Big Sky Conference, always dangerous, coming off big emotional wins like they had 2 consecutive nights.
Yes.
Back to 4 after Steel Venters gets it down. Steel, 18 points. That's more where he should be.
Yes. Shooting well this second half, but has to stay aggressive.
Great kick. It was a good shot by Satterfield. He's at 19 points, by the way. Viking ball.
And we haven't seen a lot of Woods that we saw the first half.
No.
I don't know if something's hurting him, but he hasn't played that much. Not that they've needed him.
That would have been a massive 3 from Saunders. Another offensive rebound right in the heart, man. Right in the heart. Tough to watch if you're an Eagles fan. Awesome if you're a Portland State fan. The offensive rebounding, this has got to be the best it's been all year. This is amazing to watch. Really something. Foul down low. Saunders going to get whistled. It's still a 6-point lead for Portland State, and time is running out for Eastern. Who saw this coming?
Not me.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget.
Everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody's working for the weekend.
Today's game is presented by Multicare. Multicare Health Systems is the official medical provider of Eagle Athletics. They're here for Eagles on and off the course. We are shaping up for a really good finish because both of these teams continue to make shots when it matters. It's not like anyone's going cold here, Mark Axton.
No, they're both shooting well. I mean, in fact, Eastern Washington, 55% overall, 50% from three-point range, and they're still losing. And that's tough to be at.
The reasons why: Portland State, 29 points off turnovers, 32 points in the paint. Interestingly, 30 points off the bench out of 70.
Yeah, and that leads to their offensive rebound. The guys that are coming off the bench are the ones that are giving that second effort.
This is not the time of the game where you can afford to miss 1-and-1 free throws. So that lead will stay at 6. And that free throw is going to hurt if Portland State makes a basket here. Satterfield has been remarkable in the second half. He's up to 19 points. Good defensive possession for Eastern.
And that's Woods just getting back in the game.
He was out for the first what? Well, vast majority at least of the second half. Don't know where he's been. Price thought about a 3, but he's better from the top of the key from 3 than he is from the wing. Instead, he'll let Steele Venters do his thing. Steele's now got 20 points.
And that's what you got to do. You either got to get Price to set a screen for him or let Venters go one-on-one there. He's been able to score every time he's gotten downhill.
Back down to 4. Eagles' good stop leads to a 2-point basket. Do that as many times as you can. Might be hard with defense like that. Johnson underneath, travel. Helpful.
It was. He got to that jump stop and just slid a little bit. It was good. He was patient with it, but just not able to control that jump stop. Eastern Washington fortunate there.
Strangely enough, I feel like if the Eagles can get a basket here, that might be the biggest shot of the game for them so far, to get it back down to 2. Maybe even 1. How about 1? How about it? Tyrese Davis.
Yeah, good ball movement right there by Eastern Washington. Drive baseline, kick it, make the extra pass, and a big shot by Davis there.
Eastern 14 for 27 from downtown. They have managed, after a really hot first half, to stay north of 50% overall in the second half. and a break and a foul on Portland State.
And that was a good shot, a good job right there by Coward, just sealing on Starks. And Stark just had to grab his waist and just pull him down so he didn't get a post up right away. Smart move right there by Coward.
This would be massive.
We'll see if Eastern Washington can knock down the free throw. They're still in 1-1.
Chance to tie. Casey Jones just missed the front end of a 1-on-1 free throw a minute ago, and all of a sudden, Mark, you see the difference that one point can make. This could have been for the lead, you know?
Yes, definitely. And we haven't seen too much of Coward this game.
No, he's been awfully quiet. They'll take that.
Yeah, big free throw right there.
And a chance for the lead. Eagles abandoned the lead pretty early in the second half. And now they've got it back. That was big.
Yeah, that's a big free throw right there. Now it's anybody's game right now. 6 minutes left. 1 point lead for Eastern.
Now this is a coin flip.
Yep.
Kirby. Fans are calling for a travel. Mark, you're calling for a travel. I see your hands.
that was generous on the pivot foot.
Starks. Man, the off. Oh! Eagles catch a break because they should have just got on offensive rebounded again.
Yeah.
Huge. Big get on offense for the Eagles.
Yeah. Big rebound, but Portland State being aggressive. You can see it every time. Eastern's going to have to put a body on somebody.
Down low, Coward. Didn't want to go back up. Foul.
Smart move right there by Venters. Not jumping into the defender's body because you're not allowed to do that anymore. He waited for the defender to get into him, make contact, and then get up. And most importantly, he got the shot up. What a lot of players will do is they'll get hit and they just won't shoot the ball. You want to get it in that shooting motion so you can get to the free throw line.
By the way, that's double bonus for Eastern. 10 fouls on Portland State. 2 free throws the rest of the way. Johnson back into the game for PSU. And out goes Iman. .22 points.
Yeah, big free throws right there. We're still Venters. And now it's Portland State's opportunity to get some points on the board here. They've been quiet the last 3 possessions.
It feels like they've gone cold for a couple of minutes now. Down low, good one. That was Satterfield. Rather, it was Johnson who just came back into the game by mistake.
Yeah, big finish right there. Good ball movement. Good seal.
Price. The price is right.
And that's a big shot for him. He hasn't really been scoring all night. 7 points for Price. His only 3-pointer.
Eagles 15 for 28 from downtown, still north of 50. Huge. Taken away, and a foul on Portland State on Johnson.
But that was good hustle by Johnson. It was tipped away. He stuck with it. It's just unfortunate that he fouled Allegri going to the ball, but good hustle by Johnson there.
Well, boy, was this a turnaround it didn't feel like was coming.
No. I mean, it's 2 missed shots down there, a turnover, a foul, and the big thing is Eastern Washington's made their last 3 free throws.
Vikings want a timeout on the floor. We're going to take it here in Cheney. Eagles by 4. We're not done here.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget. Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nugget.
Kentucky, number 7 Alabama, Saturday at 1 on ESPN.
Maple Leafs Red Wings, Thursday on ESPN.
Tonight's play of the game is presented by Multicare. It was the three-pointer that started the rally by Tyrese Davis, Mark.
A great ball movement. Steele Ventures driving, kicking a Coward making that extra pass, and a great shot by Davis there. A big shot to get Eastern going and give them the lead.
We have seen a big swing. It was not that long ago. Portland State was up 6 points, and it looked like the Eagles were going to need a massive rally. They got their massive rally. Couple of big stops, couple of big shots. All of a sudden, they're up 4 with 4.5 to go.
Yeah, and it's who can step up this last 4:30 in the game left. Eastern Washington fortunate to make their last couple free throws, but these are 2 big ones right here for Eastern.
Angelo Allegri. This is the front end. He has done his damage exclusively from beyond the three-point line tonight. 18 points. He's put up 6 shots. If you can do the math, they were all three-pointers. And it'll stay that way because he doesn't get either free throw.
I know. If I'm him, I might have backed up to the three-point line and shot those free throws.
True. Can you do that? Probably not. Goaltend or a foul? Foul. It's on Ethan Price. Oh, it is goaltend.
Yeah, I thought it hit the foam, though, and then he slapped it, but...
I was right. I'm not crazy.
No.
All right, 4 minutes. 4 points. Let's do it. Eagles taking their time on offense. No surprise. Trying to bleed that clock. 10 to shoot. Oh, man, they had Davis open. Can it be Allegri instead? Yes.
And that's his two-pointer we talked about. Only threes.
Just got it back.
Just got it back right there. A nice sneak in with going left, snuck it in with the right hand off the backboard. Made up for those free throws.
Kirby. Didn't take it.
Big rebound by Davis there.
Big. Venters. Looking for Price. Big.
Good seal. Good seal.
Here come the Eagles. 80-74. Kirby again. They're trying to speed it up, Mark. You can tell. Harvey. He had a couple big threes early, but not when it matters late.
Yeah, that was a big rebound right there by Allegri, bringing it down.
Eagles smell blood in the water, and it's within reach. Cirancini. Venters. For Allegri. Oh, that would have been the dagger. Instead, they'll have to try again. They'll get the 3 points anyway, just from Tyrese Davis instead.
A big rebound by Davis there. Getting that rebound, going to the opposite side of the backboard and finishing it.
Boy, oh boy.
And good rebound there, pushes the ball, No help. Wraps around and finishes with the and one.
Huge.
Still 2:30 left.
It's not done. But who would have thought that we would see this swing to 8 points? 9.
Yeah, there's been a lot of swings. Seems like the team that's hitting the threes is going on the runs.
Approaching 2 minutes. Coward, what a steal, and no foul by Portland State to stop the clock.
Yeah, 2 free throws.
Okay, so if you're PSU, are you at fouling time yet?
No, I mean, it's 2 free throws right now.
Yeah.
You want to try to get a steal.
Steal indeed.
Yes, Steele again knocking a big shot down right there for him.
What a run. Eastern was down 6. They're up 12. And this has got to be an absolute dagger to Portland State fans. Brutal to watch. Venters. That would have been dramatic.
It would have been.
Wheels have fallen off for the Vikings.
They have. They've got some good looks. If you're Eastern, you would want to run this clock down. Let's get a wide open layup. Come meet the ball. If you're Portland State, try to get a trap and try to get a rotation.
See, this is what college basketball is so fun. This happened really fast, Mark.
It did. They started hitting threes, and Portland State just was not scoring, and they weren't getting the offensive rebounds. That's what's kept them in the game.
And with a 12-point lead, you even wonder if Portland State feels like fouling's worth it. Maybe. Okay, it is.
Yeah, you gotta try to tap that ball out and get some quick threes up. If you're Portland State, you've worked hard all game. You don't want to let up now, even though it's not looking good for them. You want to try to get a 3 up and get a steal.
Well, if you are ever going to wonder, does this year's Eagle team have heart? If this isn't a heart game, Mark, I don't know what is.
No, especially the way they started. They started just shooting the ball so well. Portland State just got a lot more physical, did a good job. Took the lead the second half, really battled back, and just at the end of the game, they just have not been able to finish. And Eastern's done the opposite. They finished down the stretch, which as a coach, you gotta love.
There's the exclamation point from Cedric Coward. Eagles have this one in the body bag.
Yeah, that was great finish.
Boy, who saw that coming.
Eagle fouls on Tyrese Davis, his 4th personal foul.
Coward showing his athleticism there, just throwing down off 2. But this is what it's going to take for Eastern Washington. You got to continue to finish out games no matter what happens and how the other team's playing.
Man, oh man. Upcoming schedule for Eastern. Tonight was huge. Sacramento State, we know they're no slouch. They beat this Portland State team. And then the rivalry games, Idaho and Montana. Always one of the most fun weekends of the year in Cheney.
Yeah, definitely. And you usually get a big crowd for that one. And it's fun all the way around.
Those games are on SWX locally in Spokane, in addition to ESPN Plus if you're around. By the way, speaking of those two teams that Eastern plays next, Sacramento State and Idaho, they just went to OT.
And you can see just a lot of teams are battling at first in the Big Sky to try to break away from that group. And this is going to be a fantastic start for Eastern Washington, going 3-0 to start the Big Sky. David Riley really has this team playing well and playing with confidence. And more importantly, they're shooting well and they're moving the ball. It's not getting stuck in people's hands like it was kind of the first 5 games. People were learning their roles. Yeah. They're really playing well as a team.
For what it's worth, and people might have been asking this at home, hey, I see Montana. They play in 3 games. Where's Montana State? That's not the same homestand. They get Montana State on the last day of the year. And if Eastern is as good as maybe they've looked now these first 3 games in Big Sky play, Mark, I think the whole league's got that game circled now. I think it's February 28th.
Yeah, it'll be a big game, but it's a long road to go right now for Eastern Washington. You want to take it one game at a time. You took care of this one. I know there's 45 seconds left. Now you start preparing, all right, what does Sac State have planned for you on Saturday? And they beat this Portland State team. And so they got a lot of athletic players that can score.
What a game. This was fun.
Yeah, and both teams really played their heart out. And I give credit to Portland State on coming back from that I think it was 14 points in the first half they were down, and just battled back and got it within 4 points going into halftime, and then took the lead.
One seemed unnecessary on both ends.
Yeah. For Allegri, you just don't want to jump there. Just stay down. Let Woods take his three-pointer.
It is what it is.
Yep.
Valiant effort from Portland State. You know, later in the year, I'm not sure the wheels fall off. Tonight, though, they did.
Yeah. And I think it was both ways. You know, the wheels fell off when Eastern had the lead in the first half going in the second half.
And by the way, this is Woods shooting free throws. I think if he hadn't been out for the first, whatever it was, 12 minutes of the second half, this game might be different too.
Yeah. Yeah, when we talked about those bench points, 32 bench points for Portland State.
See you Saturday.
(92-78). Who saw it playing out this way?
Touch it, touch it, touch it. Smart.
Allows us to speed this up. Saunders. Nice.
Big shot by Saunders there.
Yeah, this would take something, though.
Yes.
This would take a lot, Mark. Apparently that was a 2 instead of a 3. And at this point, they'll let it go. It appears. 18 seconds. Sounds about right. All right, massive win for Eastern Washington. They beat Montana on the road. They beat Montana State on the road. They were down with inside 10 minutes to go tonight against Portland State. And the Eagles, as we wait for the inbound to officially say it, the Eagles are 3-0 in the Big Sky with 3 big wins.
3 big wins, 3 good teams. If you're Coach Riley, you got to be feeling pretty good right now about the way you started this Big Sky season.
I would say so. Man, oh man, that was a fun night tonight in Cheney. An impressive game all around, all facets, I would say.
Yeah, the rebounding,